everyone, and welcome to this Q&Ada. My name is Dr. Ada. I'm your cheerful operation ally that helps you use data and analytics to learn where your emails and your email marketing are working, what you're doing really well, what's not working, where you can improve, and to take this information to help you build a personalized action plan to improve your email results. During these Q&A videos, I answer a question that I've received. And along the way, I'll share helpful additional resources that you can access if you want to go deeper and learn more about this topic. If watching this video inspires a question in you, I would love to hear it. You can submit your question using the URL below, and a link to this URL to submit your questions is in the description of this video. So today's question is, what's a good click rate? And that is an amazing question because, as you know, you're using email marketing and you're sending out lots of emails hoping for someone to take action. And typically that action that they take is a click to take them to a sales page, a webinar page, your product page, and hopefully that click will take them one step closer to becoming your client or a repeat client or whatever the goal is that you have. So click rates are really important, and looking at click rates are really important to help us understand how well our emails are at helping our subscribers and encouraging our subscribers move through our sales processes. So I'm excited to answer this question for you. But before I dive into the question, I must compliment the question asker. It is great that you asked about click rates and not the number of clicks. Comparing rates when we're looking at emails and trying to understand how emails are doing in relationship with each other, looking at rates is so much better than looking at the numbers, the number of clicks or the numbers of opens. I describe why that is the case, why we're going to look at rates within a free PDF opt-in I've created called Analytics Essentials for Automated Emails. If you're interested in learning more about that, there is a link in the description of this video, and there's a little example on page number 5 that helps you understand why rates are more important than the number of emails, or looking at the raw numbers, I should say. So let's dive into it. What is a good click rate? Now, I'm going to tackle this question in 3 parts. The first part, I'm going to define what I mean when I say click rate and define the definition of the click rates I like to use. Next, I'm going to review what a click rate can tell you about the email. And last, I'll walk you through a process to identify which of your emails have a good click rate and which of your emails have not so great of a click rate. So let's dive in with part number 1. So there are actually several different ways to calculate a click rate, but for myself and for my clients, I like to focus on the click to open rate. The click to open rate for a particular email is the number of unique clicks. These are the number of unique subscribers that have clicked on a link in your email, where that link is not the unsubscribe link, divided by or over the number of unique opens. This is the number of unique subscribers that have opened the email. So in this click to open rate, a person can be counted at most once because either they opened the email and they would be the denominator, or they opened and they clicked, they'd be once in the denominator, once in the numerator. But it's important to confirm with your email service provider how they calculate these values, because sometimes the email service provider will count clicking the unsubscribe link as a click. Sometimes if a single person clicks more than one link or clicks more than once, they will count that person more than once. Similarly with the open. So it's really important for you to understand how your email service provider reports this information, but we're going to use this click to open rate as I've defined moving forward in the rest of this video. So that finishes off part 1. We have a definition of a click rate. Let's move on to the second part. What does a click rate tell you about the email? So I focus on click to open rate because it maps directly to one of the 4 key areas of every email, and that key area is the body copy. So in the PDF opt-in I described earlier, or introduced earlier, it also includes all the 4 key areas of an email and the important questions you need to answer when you're looking to create these parts of every email that you send. Looking at other types of click rates don't give us as much information or as much clarity about the effectiveness as the body copy as the click to open rate. And so that's why I really love using the click to open rate, because it is the effectiveness of your body copy is directly measured by that click to open rate. Here's an example that helps us understand why. Okay, so in this example, we're looking at the number of unique clicks divided by the recipients instead of the number that opened. Okay, so we have two emails, email 1 and email 2, sent to the same number of people, but the click rates are the same. When we look at the number of clicks divided by the number of people sent the email, both are 10%. The clicks to open rates are way, way, way different. The people that open email 2 are much more likely to click. Email 2 has something in its body copy. There's something so much more effective in email 2 than there was in email 1. And the click to open rate indicates that increased effectiveness. Okay, it shows us, wow, there's something really awesome about email 2 that's a bit different from email 1 in a way that the regular click rate just doesn't capture. Okay, so it's really important, in my view, if we're going to look at a click rate, to use the click to open rate for us to understand how great this email was in terms of its body copy, and then we can take that information and improve our emails. An important point I want to make here is that the higher the click to open rate, the better. Ideally, your click to open rates would be 100%. Everyone that opens the email clicks, moves on to your sales page or the next part of your process. However, that's not really so realistic, okay? Not everyone that opens your email is going to click a link. So the maximum click to open rate with this definition that we're using here is 100%. However, if you're looking at your click rates from your email service provider, depending on how they calculate that rate, it could be over 100%. So if you see a click rate over 100%, they're definitely not using this definition. But with this definition, the maximum is 100%, and that would be ideal. Not always realistic, but definitely ideal. Okay, so we finished the first two parts. Now on to the third part. So that part is going to address how do we know which emails are good in terms of this click to open rate, and how do we know which emails are not so great? What can we do about it? So the first part I have to say in this section might be a little controversial, but a lot of people here may say, hey, here's a benchmark, it's X%, and you should compare yourself to that standard. I would discourage you from looking at benchmarks for two reasons. One is that nobody else has the same exact set of subscribers that you do and the same relationship with those subscribers as you do. The second is I'm a big believer in the phrase, it's all about being better than you were yesterday. If you compare yourself to a benchmark, then what? What do you do with that information? If you compare yourself to what you've done in the past and you learn from your metrics, just like the click to open rate that we've been describing here, you can make plans to improve. There's a lot of learning you can have and a lot of improvement you can make in just looking at your own data. So that's why, excuse me, I encourage you to not worry so much about benchmarks and focus on your own data. So there are two ways that you can look at your own data. I'll call the first way the basic approach and the second way the supercharged approach. So in the basic approach, what you're going to do is you're going to get your click to open rates, one for each email. You may need to calculate them if your email service provider doesn't provide them. And you're going to sort your list of emails from highest to lowest in click to open rate. Emails at the top, those are the highest click to open rates, are the most effective. Emails at the bottom with the least click to open rates are the least effective. Okay. If your email service provider can give you the data following the definition of click to open rate, then this can be a fairly straightforward process for you. However, most email service providers don't, and calculating this and working through all of it can be a bit cumbersome. And so to alleviate that, I developed an app that reads in your metrics and your subscriber actions and calculates these things for you. And you can use that app in what I call the supercharged approach to help you create your plan. So instead of listing your emails from highest to lowest in terms of click to open rate, it actually assigns a grade, A, B, C, D, and F, probably going back to my days as a professor. So the emails with the highest click to open rate and the best click to open rate, your most effective emails are going to be assigned the letter grade A. And then we can use information about those assigned to letter grade A, B, C, D, and F to help us improve. Okay. Moreover, within the app that I've developed, you also can narrow down based on certain segments of your lists. So you can also look at not just all of your subscribers and what are the best emails in terms of click to open rate, but you can look at your buyers and what are the best emails, what are they resonating with. You can look at non-buyers and see what they're resonating with and other segments that you can define. And lastly, you can go one additional way further, one extra way to supercharge your analysis and zero in on specific links of interest. So let's say you have a specific sales page that you'd like to zero in on, and you can select that one email, or rather one link or sets of links, and see which emails are really great at sending traffic to those links. So I've added in all of these features because I want to make it easy to create and read your reports, and also make it easy to create a plan for how to improve your emails. And so what do I mean by create a plan? Here's a little bit of an example. When you're armed with this chart, again, looking at all of your emails grouped in letter by letter grades for click to open rates, you can understand which of your emails are really great in terms of body copy. Remember, click to open rate directly relates to the effectiveness and the quality of the body copy. And then when you have this information and you have your emails in these buckets, you can start looking at the copy that you sent out and start asking yourself questions like, what's different from an A email from a C email? What's different from an A email from a B email? Because we know that A emails work really, really well. So what do they have? What's their extra special sauce? And you can use this information to identify those special sauce areas, what's really great about the A emails, and try them out on new emails. So specifically, this analysis can be helpful in developing and improving templates and how you write your copy moving forward. You can look at the location of links. And one of my clients discovered when going through this analysis that when her email links were at the top, her click to open rates were much, much higher than when they were at the bottom. You can also look at the number of links, how frequently you're linking to your calls to action, as well as you can look at things that when links are buttons or when you're including images. There's lots and lots of ways that you can look at your body copy and analyze your body copy to compare, what's so great about the A emails and how is it different from the other emails that were not in the A category. The cool thing about this process, in my view, is that it really encourages continuous improvement. So as we're trying new things and we're testing new things, the data will update. And when it's time for you to create another plan, you can redo the analysis and see how things have changed. Were emails that were an A in the past, maybe they'll become a B, and you'll be driven even further to get closer and closer to even higher click to open rates by continuously improving and continuously making things better. So hopefully I've answered your question about what is a good click rate. In the first part, we talked about what is a click rate, and know that there are many different click rates, so please pay attention to the one that you use. I recommend using the click to open rate. And in the second part, I told you why. Why do I look at the click to open rate? It's because it really zeroes in on the effectiveness of your body copy. The higher the click rate, the better. And the click to open rate that I've described in this video has a maximum of 100%. And in the last part, I shared with you my approach on how we can identify your emails as good or bad when it comes to click rate. And I made the point that it's really important that you always improve, and I strongly recommend you always improve looking at your own data. That you compare your click to open rates to understand the effectiveness of your body copy. And I shared with you how working with me in Operations Ally can help you supercharge your analysis and create a personalized plan from your data. So I hope that was really helpful, and I really appreciate you watching this video. If you want to learn more, you can check out the free PDF guide I have on email analytics. The link is in the description. You can also subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. I'll be publishing more videos as I get more questions. And you can always submit your questions. So I have great new ideas for videos. So thank you for watching, and I really hope you have a great day.